All right, today we're going to talk about an emoji. You know it, you love it, you probably use it all the time. But what if I told you it might be sending a message you really don't want to send? Let's get into it.
You see this thing everywhere, right? The 100 points emoji. It's become this go-to, super quick way to show you're totally on board with something. A coworker shares a big win, a friend makes a great point in the group chat, boom, you drop the 100. It's just digital high five.
But have you ever actually stopped to think about it? Especially when you're using it at work. What does that little symbol really communicate to the person on the other end? Turns out, it's maybe a little more complicated than you'd think.
So to unpack all of this, let's start with the basics. What are we all trying to say when we use this emoji? What's its whole purpose?
Okay, so at its core, the 100 points emoji is all about pure, enthusiastic agreement. You're not just saying yes, you're saying 100% yes. It's meant to show you're fully behind an idea, that you think it's a perfect score. It's emphasis, plain and simple.
That all sounds great, right? I mean, who doesn't like strong agreement? It feels good, it builds teamwork. So where's the catch? Well, this is exactly where that little gap between what we mean to say and what people actually hear starts to show up. And that leads us right to the heart of the matter, the hidden risk, the unintended consequence of using what seems like a totally positive and harmless little symbol.
And here it is, the big disconnect. On one hand, your intention is to say, I strongly agree with you, this is fantastic, but what the other person might be hearing is something much more casual. That powerful message of agreement, it can get lost in a vibe that just says, yeah, cool.
Now you might be thinking, a casual tone, so what? What's the big deal? But believe me, in professional communication, how your tone comes across can have some very real, very serious consequences. See, this is where it can really hurt your credibility. Think about it. You send a client this incredibly detailed proposal you worked on all week. Their reply? Just a single 100. Does that feel like they really dug in and appreciated your hard work? No way. It kind of undermines the whole thing because it's a shortcut. It's a low-effort reply. In a formal setting, it can just look unprofessional, and it can actually weaken a great argument you just made by boiling it down to a throwaway emoji. Now compare that to a simple sentence like, this is excellent work, I'm fully on board. One takes 2 seconds, the other takes maybe 5, but the difference in professional impact is absolutely massive. This quote just nails it. When we're communicating online, we don't have body language or tone of voice, so these tiny little symbols end up carrying a ton of weight. You know, professional communication is all about being clear, but emojis can make things fuzzy. Your goal might be to show massive support, but what they might see is someone who isn't taking things seriously. It's not about what you intend to say, it's always about what they actually hear.
So, we'll leave you with this question to think about. The 100 emoji is just one example of how our digital shortcuts can get twisted, especially when the stakes are high. So next time you're about to reply to an important email or message, just take a second and ask yourself, does this actually communicate what I want it to? It's a good reminder that being clear is always better than taking a shortcut. So, what other habits do we need to rethink to make sure we're coming across the way we want?